Welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Miss Tay. I miss y'all. It's been a week. And today I'm actually feeling a bit under the weather, but I told myself I was going to push through and get the message out there because this topic today is a good one. So, welcome to Raising Your Crown, a space where we can heal, grow, live, laugh, and just be loud and proud about this journey that we are all on that never ends, actually. Healing never ends, growth never ends, and I'm here presently with you guys on my own journey too. I'm not here to tell you I'm acting like I'm a holier than thou. Life has humbled me. Life has given me beautiful lessons. They may not have felt beautiful at first, but now in hindsight, I'm just like, yeah, damn, I'm growing like everyone else, and the growing never stops. So welcome to Raising Your Crown. And if you haven't already, y'all, there's a lot of y'all watchy, local people, just looking, without subscribing. Subscribe and like this video, please. Now. Don't make me take out my belt. All right, y'all. Today's topic is about living in your ego versus being in your authentic self. And yes, we all have an ego. It's not geared to a particular gender. Okay? Every one of us has an alter ego. I got my bad bitch alter ego. You know, that likes the way she likes things the way she wants it, how she wants it, when she wants it. And doesn't take no for an answer. Who can be a little controlling. Who can be a little bratty. But that's not who I really am. From a core spiritual aspect of me, life has humbled me in so many different ways. I feel like there's multiple dimensions to us, to this universe. There's the 3D, there's the 2D, there's the 5D, and usually it's our ego that's blocking us from getting deeper into the layers of us, into another dimension. But I noticed that it's hard for a lot of people to step out of our ego. It's like a protective mechanism, I find. It disguises itself with self-preservation. A lot of us are disguising our ego with the term self-preservation, when really you are blocking yourself from growth, from love, from blessings, from opportunities that only your authentic self can truly tap in. Okay? So, we're going to dive into 5 signs into how you can identify the fact that you're living in your ego. Okay? Number 1, you always got to be right. This one annoys me the most. Because I'm the type of person that likes to get really deep with people and to show people different perspectives. And when I see how hesitant and deflective and dismissive people are to certain ideas, it shows me that they're living in their ego. You know? You can always agree to disagree on things. And even if you don't necessarily agree, sometimes you still owe people the space of understanding, comprehension. As much as communication is very much a valuable tool in any sort of relationship or friendship, so is comprehension. You have to learn how to listen to understand instead of listening to respond. I see a lot of people who like to make videos and posts trying to give advice on social media, but then at the same time, their main objective is to just show everybody that they're always right, that they're right. Everything they're saying comes out of their mouth is right. It's righteous. Huh? You're connected to God and source. Honey, you're not always right. I'm not always right. I'm not always right. You guys see me post videos of me just acting a damn fool, saying outrageous stuff, being funny, just being corny sometimes. Because I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not afraid to be my authentic self. There is no shame in my game. Okay, I've been through enough humiliation rituals that I don't give a shit anymore. I truly don't care what people say or think of me. So when I'm put to the test where, so I may be challenged, the way I think is challenged, I'm open to it. I understand it. And sometimes my mind changes. Sometimes I jump on that other bandwagon because I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right about that. Absolutely. When you stop yourself from comprehending what the other party or the other person or is saying, you are also blocking yourself from connection. And if that becomes a pattern that you keep repeating, then you are literally blocking yourself from connecting to everything around you. And what a lonely life that is. Honestly, what a lonely life that is. And then you get up on Beyonce's internet and complain about people are this and people are that and you are right and they are wrong. Living a miserable life. Projecting your misery and loneliness on everybody else. Stop it. And this is only number one. This is only number one. Number two, taking everything personally. I struggle with this sometimes because I'm sensitive. I am sensitive. I'm quite sensitive. I am. I'm tough, but I'm sensitive. There's some things that still just lightly strike my ego or strike, a trigger of mine. And it's hard for me not to take everything so sensitive, especially if they're geared towards like women or single mothers, or do you know what I mean? One of them's like, because I just feel like sometimes they're just always bashing us. We're at the bottom of the totem pole to a lot of people. Why? I don't know. So when people are constantly questioning my logic, my capability, my perspective, my intelligence, it can sometimes strike a little bit of a chord with me, at least personally. And I've been working on just really being a little bit more open and in regards of opinions without taking it so personally. Being able to digest information without really allowing it and give it back. At least being able to take information without digesting it. That's what I meant to say. Not everything is meant for consumption. Some things are just meant to also just hear and to comprehend and have a discussion about. It doesn't mean you have to consume that. It doesn't mean you have to accept whatever information you have out there or conflict or critique as a personal attack to who you really are. Because that's not true. That's not true. Sometimes it's just okay to really take criticism for what it is. You know what? Maybe you're taking this a little bit too personally. Okay. You know what? Maybe I am. I need to check my ego for a little bit. I'm all right. You're right. This was just a joke. This is just an opinion. You don't have to take it to heart, sweetheart. Sweetheart! Number 3, cutting people off instead of owning your shit. Oh, God. This one I struggle with too, honey. I am Mrs. Cutoff Queen, sweetheart. Like, if I break up with you or if I'm done with you or I cut you off, like, I'm blocking you. I don't care who you are. Brother, sister, uncle, a baby daddy. I don't care. I'm cutting you right off. I need like a cutoff like phase. Usually that lasts for how many weeks, and then maybe I'll unblock you. But yeah, a lot of people are quick to cut people off instead of facing their demons, instead of facing their criticism, instead of really facing the woman or man in the mirror. And you are blocking yourself from your own personal growth. Yes, we're not built to be perfect. Okay? We're not built to be bionic. We're not even built to not break. We're built to break. Including your ego, including your emotions, including of your identity. Like, things are meant to challenge us on a regular schmegular basis. It's part of life. And if you're going to cut every motherfucker that tries to tell you something about yourself, that holds the mirror up to your face, you are not going to evolve. You're probably going to stay exactly at that age where you felt you need to put on this alter ego as a protective mechanism and never ever grow spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally, physically. How are you able to cut people off and still evolve? Okay? Rome was not built in a day, and also you cannot do things all by yourself. Don't think for a second that not everybody in your life is replaceable, okay? I'm tired of this like, oh well, I can find somebody else. I can find this, I can find that. Some people are not replaceable. Some people were sent in your life to teach you a lesson. Some people were sent in your life to show you certain things. And it's your time to quiet your mouth and listen. Listen. I think the reason why I am the person that I am right now because the majority of my childhood and my early 20s, I was quiet. I kept it quiet. I learned. I took in information. I adapt. And I observed. Took criticism. Took in knowledge. Read my books, Learned how to observe. And then when it was time for me to truly find myself and go through my own personal revolution, that was my, I knew in my heart it was my time to talk. It's my time to speak now because I took the time to listen. Okay? Sometimes the worst lessons will be your greatest teachers, and you shouldn't be afraid of that. Okay? Tower moments are always going to happen to you. You're going to have moments where you just feel like you're about to break. You're going to have moments where you can't even lay down at night without feeling your chest tighten up. But it's also your opportunity where you can totally learn from those situations. When you're able to take someone, obviously a trusted somebody that you feel like you can actually learn from, regardless of how they say it, tone. I like everybody's always hyper fixated on tone. Well, your tone was this, your tone was that. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, sometimes their tone is rough. My tone is rough half the times too. But if you're not able to really listen to the shit that I have to say, when I'm telling you, you know what, you're being dismissive, you're being avoidant, you're not really taking into what I'm saying, you hurt my feelings, you're going to miss your opportunity. You're going to miss your blessing. How do you know the reasoning behind why that person's in your life? And you're more hyper fixated on that person's tone and how they told you, you know what, if we did something like this and did this like that, maybe this outcome will be so much better. No, you want to cut her off because she don't want to oblige and submit and abide and do things the way you want them to be done. Some of y'all need to check your ego, okay? Some of y'all really need to check your ego because y'all are raising my blood pressure. And number 4, obsessed with image over substance. Yeah, I've had my fair share of this before. The last guy I dated, he was obsessed with image, totally afraid to act a certain way, do a certain thing. Oh, people know me. I'm this, that. I don't want people to recognize me. I don't want people to talk bad about me. Blah, 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 blah. And I think it was the catalyst of or one of the reasons. That's another story on why I was not able to connect emotionally, spiritually, mentally, because you are so concerned with how people view you that you are way more content in being performative for others than truly living in your authentic self. Listen, the world doesn't need to see everything, and that I totally understand. Okay? There is greatness in also keeping things private and, for yourself, but you also don't need to have something presented or yourself presented a certain way in order to feel accepted. That type of people pleasing mentality is always gonna be exhausting and draining. Like today, I didn't even put on really any makeup, and on most days, I'm not really wearing makeup unless I'm going out. Like y'all won't catch me filming with any makeup unless I'm going out or coming back from doing something. Why? I mean, God has blessed me with some, fair amount of looks. So I feel like I can just be myself with y'all. I'd rather y'all like me for me. And it's like, it's not even like you guys don't already, or some of you guys like don't already kind of objectify me as it is. So I don't need to come on here like looking like a hooker. Y'all are gonna hookerify me regardless. And last and not least, you can't apologize or change. Oh, this one irks me the most because nothing makes me run more away from you than a person who cannot apologize. Because it can be from the littlest things to the biggest things, which shows me that you cannot take account to any ability. You cannot take account to any ability. No accountability, sweetheart. How are you expecting to grow and to connect and to evolve and to awaken if you cannot even take account that you left, the stove on and left the room without, without acknowledgments, okay? Yeah, you almost burned down the place, okay? Next time, don't leave it on, okay? That little bit of shame, that's why I'm like, we need to bring back shame. People are running away from shame as if it's like the plague. You need a little bit of shame, okay? You need a little bit of shame. Because shame is going to teach you that it's not okay to treat people and to do things that are not upright. That's how it go. And when you are afraid to apologize, you are telling yourself you are afraid to change. You are afraid to self-reflect. You lack the self-awareness to evolve as a human, as a multi-dimensional human. And that sounds like a very dry life. It sounds very dry. It sounds very annoying. And it sounds very lonely. Because you ain't going to find a partner without the ability to apologize and take accountability. I promise you, nobody would want to be around you. There is an epidemic of people just being alone, especially men. Men tend to depend more so on their partners more so than women. Women tend to be a little bit more social and talkative and gossipy than men. And I think it's about time that we admit it, that we need each other, man. We do. So, this egotistical way of living is only going to keep you alone longer. I promise you. Because, especially if you're a mom, for me, if you're a woman with children, you're always going to have a community around you. But for those who don't have, say their parents, or those who don't have, children, or those who don't have, that kind of social circle around you, life will get very lonely and sad and depressing if you keep living in your ego. Okay? Authenticity, and I've already said this, it's truly your superpower. It is the highest frequency that oneself can have. It will connect you closer to God more than anything else. When you're real with yourself, when you're honest, when you're able to show real gratitude, when you're able to really show the world who you really are, you connect stronger with God. And the longer you live in your ego is the longer you disconnect from the universe, from God, from source. You might as well be a robot. You're just like a zombie. So, get out of your ego, man. Get out of your ego until you know how to put a cap on it, okay? Anyways, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for listening. I love y'all so much. Thank you.